So we're going to talk a little bit about variations, and often you think about variations like really tricky kind of moves and things, and we want to open your mind a little bit to just try to think of variations that you can use your basic 8 count step and just change around the rhythm a little bit to maybe syncopate your step, and that will make the figure look a lot different.
So we will work a little bit on changing our rhythms in our steps. Because normally when we do a move, we have the basic way of doing it, and then we have a variation or many kinds of variations on how to do it. And to move further than just thinking about how to lead the figure differently, we're going to start to think a little bit about the rhythms that we're actually creating by the footwork we're using. So the basic step that we're using is, for instance, the 8 count step in a swing out, and it sounds just boo, ba, shoo, be, da, hey, oh, sha, gi, da. That's the basic rhythm. So it's the just same thing over and over and again. So what we can do is to change this rhythm, the way it sounds, so basically change our footwork, but we're thinking in the rhythm, we want to create another rhythm. And then the feeling of the figure will change. So we're going to try, just for an example, we're going to do the 8 count step, but instead of doing the same rhythm, we're going to change it slightly. So we'll do this. Ba, boo, sha, bi, da, boo, ba, sha, gi, da.
So now we're doing different rhythms. The leader are doing one rhythm and the ladies are doing one rhythm, which we're going to combine in a figure. So for the ladies, you have the same kind of footwork. You have back, rock, triple step, 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 triple step. But the rhythm is ba, ba, da, di, ba, di, da, ba, di, ba. So the step is syncopated and not ba, ba. It's di, da.
And the ladies are doing their variation, and leaders were just listening to this. So this is for just an example of how it could be in when you want to change around your rhythm yourself. So now we're listening to their step, and they're gonna go bi, ba, bi, bi, da, bi, da. That's when it change. So then we're listening to this, and in the last part, we're gonna put in something differently to answer their rhythm that they just changed. So we're gonna go shoo, ba, shoo, bi, da, boo, ba, ah, e, ah. So we're gonna try to emphasize that last part, ah, e, ah, instead of triple step. So we're gonna make a little pause, and we're gonna make the last triple step go sha, e, ah, instead of just triple step. Okay? So one more time, if I do that same step. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. So that's the difference in the steps. Now we're gonna put it into the figure.
So we would do an inside turn swing out, for instance, and we put in this step, and now we're going to say the step, both of us at the same time. And this is something that is good for anyone to use, that when you have a rhythm that you want to present with your feet, it's really good, it's really helpful to say it at the same time, because it helps your brain and feet to connect in a better way. So we will go now ba, ba, sha, bi, da, di, da, ba, di, ba, boo, ba. Okay, from another angle.
So what we do now as leaders, we're listening to the lady, and we hear the rhythm changes, and we put in a complement to that. So we kind of answer to that rhythm, and from another angle.
Ba, ba, sha, di, ba, di, a, ba, di, ba, boo, a. So we want to work a little bit about thinking in rhythms, because it's really important, we think, that you're actually dance with the music, that you're on the beat, and that you see yourself like some kind of a musician maybe. And if you would be a drummer in the band and you wouldn't play with the music, you wouldn't be able to be that drummer in the band. And we would like for you to think about, to actually think of yourself as a dancer, as a complement with the music. So we're going to talk about rhythms, and we're going to talk about syncopations.
Yes, and syncopations, for those that don't know, is a rhythmical variation in the music that is not predictable. So if the rhythm is just going plain like this is the beat, then the thing that is kind of breaking out from the regular movement is the syncopation itself. So for instance, the basic 8-count step is 2 steps, a triple step, 2 steps, a triple step. And then if you do just continue doing, it's the same pattern all the time. 2 steps, triple step, 2 steps, triple step. So then whenever you do something else, if you do just a stop, that is a syncopation. Something that is not just following the regular beat like this.
So you push the beat or delay it a little bit. And we have a little exercise, a clap exercise, to just get a feel for what the syncopation is. So if one of you starts to clap on every even beat, like 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then the other person is going to put syncopations on that. So we go 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. So you get the feel of you push a little bit and put in that claps. Daniel were doing the syncopations. Also, when you dance, try to think in rhythms rather than think about steps. And the way you're thinking of rhythm is to try to use your imaginations here, because maybe you can't get it all through your feet. So what we used to do is scat exercises. So if we have the feeling of an 8-count clock going inside us, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we use that framework to put in different kind of rhythms. So if we would do this scat exercise with each other, it's a way of just playing with rhythm, don't have to bother about how to move our feet and so. So if we would go like this, 5, 6, 7, and 5, 6, 7, and
Scoopy-da, boop-be-da, a-o, shaggy-digga.
Gooba-doo-bop, dee-bop-a-dee-bop, dee-beep-bop, dee-bop, boo.
Boop, a, ri-ki-da, boop-be-da.
Shabba-dee-bop, dee-shabba-dee-bop, dee-shabba-dee-bop, dee-bop-ba.
So this is all just 8 counts on ourselves, on our own. And this is only the exercise just to get you starting to think in rhythms. And it doesn't matter what word or thing you're saying, as long as it's not wow, you wow, unclear. So just try to be very sharp if you do this exercise and say sha, bu, shakida, bubadipa, rakida. So you feel where the rhythm is.
So this is a good exercise to do with music, to actually feel that you're with the music when you're doing it. So what you can do then from that is when you're dancing, when you're doing your different kind of variations, to actually say the rhythm that you're doing. So if you have different variations, everything should come out through your mouth as well. So if you dance with your partner and you just go ba ba sha ti ba a da ba ti ba and ba ti ba da ti ba boo ba ti ba
boo ba,
and so on. So just a basic step to keep it rhythm. When you do your variations, you say that rhythm so you're aware of what you're doing, so it's not just a step that happens in any direction.
So this is a very good way to get your footwork very precise. Because normally when you've been dancing for a while, you know you're doing the basic step, and then you just try to think of variations to do. And then the basic step that you have is very unclear and very fuzzy. It's not on the beat. So try to just dance very basic and say your footwork and feel that your feet is connected with what you're saying, actually, the rhythm of your 8-count or 6-count step. So one way to use this exercise with the scatting, when we're doing 1 8-count each, just doing different rhythms, is to try to dance socially and say rhythms also. So just, you don't have 8 counts each, you just do all the time, say some kind of rhythm. And you try to not say the rhythms that you're doing down here, you try to listen to the music while you're dancing and add things. So you just try to sing a rhythm, shagidika, bu, ba, bida, a, bidi, u, bida, bida. Whatever the music is, try to just complement to the music. And then you will see that you start thinking in those rhythms, and it's going to be easier to use your feet and do different variations. So start off with just social dancing, and both of you are saying different rhythms, just making up your own rhythms. And then your feet will catch along with your rhythm thinking. So if we use this exercise, and if I only display it and also just dance basic, what I'm meaning is that we're saying out a rhythm, we're doing the basic step, but then when you feel more comfortable and you start to get this rhythm thinking to the music, we start to add rhythms in our dancing. So for instance, if also just dance basic social, bu ba shagidiga bu bida ba bida ha I a ragidiga a u bida bida and a I a shu gida a bu bidi ba bidu ba hu. So you don't have to do the same rhythm as you're saying. It's just to open up your mind and start thinking in rhythms to get your feet working in different patterns than just the basic steps. So a tip when you're doing this is to always try to not affect your partner in the arm that you're leading. So if you're doing this and you're really focused in all your rhythms and you say rhythms and you try to make it to come down here, some of the rhythms, and just get into the rhythm thinking. Try to always, when you've done this for a little while, to go back also to think that, okay, you're not supposed to affect your partner. So if you're doing a rhythm variation down here, you shouldn't make the follower feel, or if the follower is doing it, you shouldn't pull or push your partner's leading or following arm. So try to keep it for your own part of the dancing. So it's a variation that you do. It's nothing that you lead the other person to do or affect the other person to feel.